That's weird. Okay, there we go. Hello! Happy Sunday afternoon. I hope you are having an excellent weekend so far. I'll tell you guys what, today has been an interesting day so far. I don't even know how to begin to describe how, if you had asked me, this is how I would describe it. If you had asked me if today would have gone the way it did, in any way, shape, or form, I don't know that I could have predicted today. It wasn't like it was anything big and dramatic. It just goes to show, though, how little you can predict your days sometimes. So, like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to talk about my day here while I'm firing up all my code editors and stuff, because I didn't do that before stream started. So I woke up, and for some strange reason, and this is going to sound a little weird, I used to be somebody who went to church every Sunday. And then COVID happened, and I kind of stopped. And my wife has been going to church more regularly than I have been, and the kids have been going, but I basically have not gone to church since... Did I even go for Christmas? I don't even know if I went for Christmas. Did I? That's going to bother me now. Yeah, I don't think I did. In any case, I ended up going to church this morning because I woke up a little early, and yeah, and that was interesting. I don't have a whole lot of reason for why it was interesting. It's just I hadn't been there in a while, and technically isn't the church I call home, but it was just interesting. And now my keyboard has stopped working, which... Why hasn't my keyboard stopped working? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. And then after church, I went to the grocery store. Oh, there was something that happened, though, while I was on the way to church. And this is one of the things where it's just funny. Like, it shouldn't make that big of a difference on my day, but it has. It has made a significant difference about my day. So I have some friends who are in Disney World right now. And I am typically in Disney World this week with them because this is spring break week for Minnesota. And sadly, I am not there. But they texted me this morning with a photo that they had been selected when they arrived at the Magic Kingdom this morning to be the grand marshals for the daily parade. Which, that's not something that, like, there are maybe like one or two things you can do to try to encourage it to happen, but it is not something you have any control over. Like, there's no line you can wait in, you can't just show up first thing in the morning, like, there's no way to get that other than to be kind of randomly chosen is the best way to describe it. And they were chosen, and so I messaged my parents who are living in Florida right now and said, hey, can you get to the parks by noon for the parade to take photos and video of them, because you can't obviously take photos of yourself while you're in a parade, right? And they're in Florida, so it's not like they can call their own friends or whatever up and tell them. So I got my parents to go there. They had a blast. They were tracking them down, looking for them, and just looking at the photos and the video, you can just tell they're having a good time. And I am living vicariously through their magical day, which has been cool. So yeah, so there's that. But so that kind of put my day on a good turn. And then my daughter she's at a basketball game right now, and I almost got to go, but then I didn't get to go, and that's kind of been a sad thing. So they're at a basketball game till like 6 or 7, which is why I'm streaming early, because I wanted to have time to spend with them in the evening when they actually are home. And then last but not least, I got my taxes done. Well, at least as done as I can get them done until my wife gets home. So, yeah, that made me happy too. So I'm like ahead of the game in like more ways than one. So I hope you're all having an excellent Sunday. If you're somebody that lives near me, I hope you're enjoying the warm weather, because we've got like 70-degree weather here in March right now, which is also ridiculous. But pretty cool too. So I've got, you could probably hear it in the background, I've got the stuff open. Hey, Tech. Just got done telling the story of my day here so far. So I've got the emulator open. Hey, Blake. And now we're going to dive into coding again. I don't know. I am jealous, though, that they got to be the Grand Marshals in the Disney parade today. That's on my list of things to accomplish at Disney that I have no control over. I don't even remember how to do this. There we go. So there's some code on the screen. There's some GBA stuff on the screen, and then there's some code. Okay, we've got everything to start doing development again. So I think today I'm going to focus on two things. One, I'm going to try to clean up some of the stuff we've already done just to get it polished. I'm not going to try to go hackety hacking through everything like we've done a little bit yesterday and the day before, because I don't really need their sprites, and this is day 4, which means I only have 3 more days, counting this one, to finish this project, I think. So it's all about putting polish on the game and getting it as close as we can. I also need to upload a Photoshop file for the e-reader cards for how I want to have them printed. So we will possibly do that on stream if I actually think about it. But yeah, so happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. It's gonna be I don't know. We've had some really interesting conversations the last 2 or 3 days. Also, I wanted to say, however, I ended up playing Tetris last night. I also ended up playing a good amount of Tetris 99 this afternoon. I got 2 wins this afternoon out of like 7 games, which isn't horrible, but it kind of made me want to play Tetris all day today. Okay, so let's start by cleaning up this start screen. Like, why is this one over here? So let's just take a quick look and see what we see. So I was gonna ask Tech a question, because you've got this already and I haven't seen your source code. Beta sprite. Well, never mind. I was gonna say, did you run into any trouble getting 2 sprites on the screen, or did you just end up duplicating this line right here and then using that handle to go from there? All your code is there. Oh, see, I should go look at your code then. Hold on. Let's go do that real quick. Sprite demo. Look at that. If you want to jump straight, example project. Man, you've got all sorts of documentation going. Example, your code is so organized. Yeah, so you created an arrow sprite, and then you created a second arrow sprite. Actually, you created 3. Left or right, left, menu. But you didn't define them, you just declared them. When did you define them? Right here. So you just went straight to create custom with 2 parameters. Oh, because that's not the same thing. This is arrow sprite. These are the handles. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, my brain isn't fully encoding mode yet. Okay, create the sprite left, right. Okay, that makes sense. So all of these... No, you use the same handle. And then it's not that... Okay, I mean, that's fair. I'm curious, though, because... You're using the same sprite data and... Okay. Which makes sense because you flip it. So you didn't create two graphics. You used one graphic probably and then you just rotated it or whatever. Yeah, mirror toggle. Okay, so... I'll tell you though, this is the parameter that has me wondering some things. Like what this 0 actually is. And I assumed it was a layer of some sort. But I'm not entirely convinced either. Okay, I was just curious. It's going to come up in today's stream if we get far enough. So we'll see what happens. I'm also curious about regions. Regions, yeah. I would think layer because the backgrounds have those. I would think so too. I don't know. I ran into so much trouble trying to create a second region. So here, I can't figure out what it is, but if this region gets to be of a certain size, the Game Boy crashes. And it almost seems like there's a summation going on of these two regions too. So even if I create a second region on like another layer, it feels like yeah, it feels like there's something weird going on. And then same with the like when and you weren't here when we did this yesterday, but when I was trying to get the sprite function to work, there is a sprite free thing that I tried using to be able to like get through the sprites, and that wouldn't work either. And so I don't know, there's some things about this creating a sprite and deleting a sprite and stuff like that that I don't fully understand, which kind of bothers me. And it's going to come into play because I want to spawn sprites every time a button is pushed, which that could be a problem when we get to it. Sprite free has been working for you, unlike the regions. So I don't know that regions have anything to do with the sprites. It has... That's the other... Like, there's no tie between sprite and region. Like, at no point are you declaring it. But what I did figure out... And again, I haven't been able to make more than one region. But what I did figure out is, like, if these parameters get to be, like, the width and height... If they get to be more than, like, 50% of the screen region... the Game Boy crashes. At least in mode 0. And I assume this first thing is mode 0. But I haven't figured out why. Like, I haven't found documentation. You found a setting for the region that corrupted the background tiles. Interesting. So, I think, and there's some documentation on this in the normal Game Boy development stuff that gets into this set background mode, and I'm pretty sure regions can be in one of the three modes as well. And I don't think you can have more than one mode running at once. I don't know that for certain, because I didn't read the documentation as thoroughly as I should have. But that might be part of it. Like if you go changing this value to a 1, well, the main system is in background mode 0. I could see that doing all sorts of weird things. But I don't know for certain. But yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are fun to try to document, and at the same time, it's not going well. Yeah, we don't know what we don't know. Okay, let's figure out that text first, because that's easy. Maybe. I don't know. I'm yawning. I shouldn't be yawning. Okay, so if we're at level 0, we're in the main loop of the game. We don't need to be at this position. We're going to move this left. Let's just set it to 10. 2 works as normal, 3 corrupts the background. So 3 takes you into... So, I think there are actually like 6 background modes, but the first 3, so 0, 1, and 2, are all similar. 3, 4, and 5 are completely different. And that's probably why. 3, 4, and 5, I think, are sprite-based backgrounds. Don't quote me on that. I know 0, 1, and 2 all have something in common. And then 3, 4, and 5 are the bitmap ones, maybe? They're the ones you don't want to use for games. But exist. I don't remember exactly, but I bet that's what you're running into. I bet 3 is the mode. Let me see if I can pull that up, because I feel like I'm just talking out my brain here. Ignore everything on the screen. I don't know it was on the screen, but no, just me saying I was going to start early today. Let me pull into the Snack Game Dev channel. This is not the one I wanted. I'll see if I can find the thing that I'm talking about, though, for normal. Yeah, bitmap modes. So bitmap modes are a good place to start because there's a one-to-one relationship between the contents of memory and the pixels on the screen. The essentials of all the bitmap modes will be discussed briefly with a closer look at what you can do in mode 3 as an example. So let me back up. So the bitmap modes are the higher ones. I'm just trying to figure out if I can get you the list of modes here. Okay, all things considered, the GBA knows 3 types of graphics representations: bitmaps, tiled backgrounds, and sprites. The bitmap and tiled background, also known as background types. So tiled backgrounds just get called background. Affect how the whole screen is built up, and as such cannot be both activated at the same time. There's that. In bitmap mode, video memory works just like a W/H bitmap. The plot at a pixel location XY goes to Y times width plus X and fill in the color. Note that you cannot build a screen full of individual pixels each frame on the GPA. There are simply too many of them. Tile backgrounds work completely differently. First, you store 8x8 pixel tiles in one part of video memory. Then, in another part, you build up a tile map which contains indices that tell the GBA where to go in the image you see on the screen. To build a screen, you only need a 30x20 map of numbers, and the hardware can take care of drawing the tiles that these numbers point to. This way, you can update the entire screen each frame. There are very few games that do not rely on this graphics type. Finally, we have sprites, which we already knew. These are the 3, but when do they get into what the actual modes are? So there's a register, I can't talk, is the primary control of the screen, the bit layout. So sets video mode. Oh, so yeah, right here. Sets video mode. 0, 1, and 2 are tiled modes. 3, 4, and 5 are bitmap modes. So I'm gonna bet that's exactly what you ran into. So that bit is probably saying how to interpret the custom background data. Or it's overriding that register. And if it's overriding that register, then it changes how the Game Boy behaves, in which case, yeah, I don't know what goes on. Maybe now's a good time to read these things, because it's affecting... Can I find something out about the difference between 0, 1, and 2? Okay, I'm going to skip over bitmap modes because we're not dealing with those right now. There's a lot of gray area between control and mapping, but here goes. Mapping concerns everything about which tiles to use and where they go. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. The background uses a tile map, which works just like an ordinary paletted bitmap, except that it's a matrix of screen block entries instead of pixels. Screen block entity, yes, yep. The thing is that you need to know to keep a clear distinction between entities in the map, the screen block entities, and image data, the actual tiles. Okay, unfortunately the term tile is often used for both. I'll stick, okay. Screen entity has its own tile index. Yep, we understand that. For sprites, it's a bit different, but the basic steps remain the same. Suffice it to say, mapping mode is either 1D or 2D, depending on the tile mode. In this case, I've used 1D mapping, which states that the tiles that a sprite should use are consecutive, like backgrounds. There's additional flipping flags and palette info for 16 color sprites. Unlike backgrounds, these work on the whole sprite, not just one tile. Also, the component tiles of sprites are always adjoining, so you can see a sprite as a miniature tiled background with some imagination. Okay. Okay, I understand the concept of VRAM. That part's fine. Ah, this is important. BG versus sprite tile indexing. Sprites always have 32 bytes between tile indices. BG tile indexing uses 32 or 64 depending on their set bit depth. Okay, that will matter. Sprites and backgrounds have separate palettes. Sprites aren't objects, okay? Okay. So there's 2D mapping for sprites. Okay. 1D mapping is faster, so you don't have to worry about the offset for each tile row when storing sprites. However, actually creating sprites is easier in 2D mode, so generally we're probably going to want to be 2D sprites for now. Oh! Okay, we got to look at our makefile real quick. Because this might explain some of the other problems I was running into. So if we go look at the makefile for beta, are we using MW2? We're not using MWs, so that's good. We've got C16, that's the palette, T equals 8, but we aren't using T32. If the image is a 64 by 16 bitmap with 4 16 by 16 objects, here's how you can convert it to 8 by 8 tile using flags for 1D mapping are given in the brackets. So hyphen T32. Okay, I might have to. I moved away from what I was trying to do today. No, it's okay. I've gone down a rabbit hole here. Double buffering, bit field macros. Man, I got to give credit to the people who developed for the Game Boy early on. You have to admit, their way of programming is completely different than the way we program now. Maybe not entirely, but there's some... You got to do a lot of math at low levels to do sprite programming, but... Okay, we were trying to move some text. That's all we were trying to do. And it was this text right here. Save. Okay, let's compile. That way I can actually start making some progress here. Make. In all capital letters. It failed because this is running. Oh yeah, it's a lot like embedded system. You're not wrong. There's a lot of... I mean, that might be some of the reason why I enjoy this probably more than I do other game dev. It's not just the restrictions, but like I like playing with the ESP32. This is not the kind of programming I do in my normal day-to-day life. It's not the heavy math programming. Like, I don't do heavy math in any of my day-to-day programming. This is definitely a different kind of enjoyable for me. And it's forcing me to learn things that, or relearn things that I haven't done since college, which, that's kind of fun. Why didn't that move at all? Or did it? Did it move like... I don't... So, I know what's going to I know my problem now. Okay, let's see if we can overcome this problem, because I know what the problem is. I just don't know... I don't know what the solution is. I have to look at the region code a little bit more. So, I'll show you guys what I did and what I know. Oh, and we were playing with colors too 2 nights ago. Let's do this. Okay, so load this, reset. This will be good. So right now, this text starts right here, and if we look at the draw text command, my x variable is set to 0 because it is as far left in the region as it can currently get. Now, my first question that I don't know is, can I move a region? Because that would also solve my problem. Create region, set region color, clear region. There is no sign of being able to remove. That's a problem for me. And clear region doesn't kill it in memory. So how do we free it? Like, do we just free? Do we just set it? So let's go to the next screen, because so it's aligned here because to get this to work, I had to do this. Now everything on the screen is blank, but it's not actually blank. How do I play my own game? Oh, I gotta get rid of that code because it's gonna keep crashing the game. No more Totodile. Yeah, no more create system sprite, and no more sprite free. We'll just make this stuff go away for now because it's not doing us any favors. Do. Okay. Wait, why did that not? Oh, I must have clicked the wrong thing. Load, save that, reset, click. Okay, so if we get into the game, the text doesn't appear right now because the color is wrong. But if I keep clicking, or maybe it's crashed. Oh, nope, it was just invisible. Okay, so, set, how did this work? I gotta remember everything I learned on Friday. So, L2 isn't showing because it's white on transparent. We should keep clicking. I think it'll happen at 150 if I remember correctly. There we go. This one stays green. Because all the other text got redrawn. Yeah, and the color, okay, that's what it was. So you can draw it once, and as long as you don't draw over it again with a different color, it'll stay that color, which makes sense because it's staying in memory, and until you write over it, it's not clearing. If you do clear region, it'll wipe out the entire area of that. But here's the thing, I can't make the region the entire screen. And I can't seem to create a second region. Which makes me think that maybe there's a memory limit to the regions, and so I can have as many regions up until I've hit that memory limit. But I don't know. And I'm trying to think how I could test to figure that out. Because if we assume regions are... I'm encountering a bug where I'm constantly creating more regions, and it will definitely hard crash after a while. Well, I can tell you where that while is, like mathematically. It's pretty close to 50% of the screen, at least by my math. And if we're counting in tiles, I mean, it'll be D times 1C. How's that for hex math? So 14 times, I don't know, whatever number. I think mine is actually more than that, but I'm writing them directly over each other. Okay, so why would they crash if you're going... How do you know you're writing... How do you know you're writing them over each other? That's the piece of the puzzle that I'm not sure about. Like, I don't know how... Create regions obviously putting... I say obviously, but it must be putting stuff into memory. You're creating a new region in the exact same space with the same... Oh, okay. That... Okay, go with me on this though. I'm gonna, and your embedded system knowledge maybe makes more sense with what we're talking, or like you'll understand this better, but let's assume for the moment, or maybe don't assume this, but what if this command, we know it's returning a pointer, right? Like this has to be, actually I guess we don't know that. We could probably put it to the screen and see it, but is that there's no way to actually delete a region unlike you can with sprites. So this is what I'm getting at. Theoretically, this is giving you a pointer to memory space, right? And my question, although I would have assumed, and maybe this is a bad assumption, I would have assumed that this... Oh, what if this is keeping an internal pointer of where it's at in memory? So every time you call it, it's moving that internal pointer, such that no matter how many times you call it with the exact same parameters, eventually it's gonna walk off the end of video memory, assuming that it can't reset. So create, you know what I mean? So like the first time in fact, there'd be an easy way to test this. See if you get a different pointer back after calling this function the exact same way twice. Right? Because if it's shift, in fact, I would bet it moves by... That function is a constructor. It should always allocate a new range of memory for each invocation. Yes. And no. Yes, I agree with that. Except this function has to deal with limited memory. So there has... How do you tell it to go back to the beginning? How do you... Because there's not going to be any garbage collector. There's not going to be anything to clean up VRAM. But I mean, like, yes, there'll always be the physical hard limit, but like it's not... It's dealing with a very specific area in memory. A very specific region, because the Game Boy has a specific region for this stuff, and that actually leads me to thinking a little bit clearer about this. So let me just think for a moment. I'm probably not thinking clearly, but so you create a region. VRAM and garbage collection is like our question. Like, how do you... I feel like there's a pointer that needs to be So, Tech, I don't know how set up you are for this, but get the pointer. I mean, I suppose I could just do this. So let's set this to 1 by 1. And then region 2. No. Undo. Okay. We're gonna... I can't make more though, because the problem is there's not enough memory. Yeah, that's what you're right where I'm you're thinking the way I'm thinking about what I want to do here. Okay, so we're gonna do region 3. Hopefully I have enough video memory to do this, although this function was kind of pushed to its max, but we'll see what happens here. So, and we're not gonna pass a 1 to this because I think that's a bitmap mode, not a... Yeah, okay. So, did I define a 3? I know I have a 2. Okay, region 3. Okay, so we've got 3 handles, which I'm assuming are all pointers, right? So we've created those 3 regions. I'm assuming that's creating, or that's, well, it's got to be allocating the memory. That's the only thing that makes sense. So now, instead of writing this, that's not going to work. I need a buffer of some sort, some character buffer stuff. Where was level defined? Level is not a good choice. Where was my string defined? Car my string right there. Okay, so my brain doesn't want to work today. Right here. Okay, so we're going to output my string, and we're going to output, I don't want an int. What other things do I have? Can I pause sprint F? I don't even remember what they give me to use. Percent %s is string, D is integer, L will print a long. I want an X. Percent %x. Percent %x. And I wanted to print region 2 and region 3. And I probably need to typecast these things. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see if it'll compile without me typecasting. Why am I feeling more hackery than I intended to be on stream today? It's okay. It's okay. It compiled. Implicit casting. Load alternative save. Reset. So my hope is that they're off by like 8.
Scan.load start application saved on e-reader.
Wow. I was not expecting a 2 and a 3. Now I need to know what region 1 is. Gosh. How does that even make sense? I'd sooner try to set up GDB with MGBA's server. That would be... I haven't even thought about trying to debug with the emulator. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, though. Region 1... Oh, because it's just called region. Or it's not giving us a memory handle. It's just creating a mapping table behind the scenes in that function. That it's abstracting it. So there's an index 0, there's an index 1, there's an index 2, and that's all it is. Which... I don't know how I feel about that. Because now once a region is allocated, that region... I don't know that we have a way to free the memory for that region. At least not without getting lower level than we currently are. This is the problem with using an API. We don't know what the API is doing for us. Yeah, they're just indexed. They aren't even addresses. They're just indexed. Hey, Talented Hill. Okay, so if they're... Yep, welcome on in. We are doing some Game Boy Advanced e-reader programming and wondering if all of our life choices are good. No. Oh, you don't know? Well, do you know what a Game Boy Advanced is? We can start there. I can show you what the e-reader is thingy. It's laying right here. So this is the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance is Nintendo's, I guess, third generation of the Game Boy. This is an e-reader. It was a cartridge accessory that went in the back of the Game Boy Advanced. And back in the day, Nintendo could give away these cards or whatever. And you can't really see it too well probably in the camera, but there are a whole bunch of little tiny dots at the bottom of it. And what you would do is take this card and you'd scan it in the e-reader and it would read those dots and run it as a game or program. So you could literally load video games into your Game Boy Advanced from a piece of paper, which is really cool. Can you just imagine Nintendo's distribution costs if they could just distribute these all the time? However, they didn't do that. They did distribute a lot. These are a whole bunch of e-reader cards right here. Pokemon cards that had e-reader codes, Game & Watch, Ice Climbers, NES games. It doesn't work so well when you need like a whole lot more memory and a whole lot more storage, but if you're making a really tiny game, it's pretty cool. And because it doesn't require me to hack into the hardware of the Game Boy Advanced, it is actually something I can make and even distribute to other people who have e-readers, which is kind of cool. So we're having fun with it. We're on a 7-day little game jam here on stream. And we're on day 4 of it, so we're just kind of working on making a game here, but we're getting caught up in some learning how the Game Boy works here at a very, very low level. And yeah, we don't entirely know what that means. Okay, so what we should add that to the documentation, that this returns an index for a region. So if we assume... Actually, that might explain one other thing. Hold on a sec. Sprites and tiled backgrounds. Regular sprites. Sprite mapping mode. Sprites aren't limited to a single tile, which we know. Larger sprites simply use multiple tiles, but this may present a problem. For backgrounds, you choose each tile explicitly with the tile map. In case of sprites, you have 2 options, 1D and 2D. We know that. How do these work? Blah, blah. In 2D mapping, you're interpreting the sprite car blocks as one big bitmap of 256 by 256 pixels, and a sprite, and the sprite a rectangle out of that bitmap. Still divided into tiles, of course. In this case, each tile row of the sprite is 32. Numbers can be... Okay, so if I'm reading that right, it's saying there's 256 by 256 pixels of sprite byte memory. Oh! Yeah, okay, sorry. Object VRAM. Only the higher block is available for sprites in modes 3 through 5. Oh, we're not in those modes though. Indexing. This is confusing. Okay, let's assume that it's 256 by 256, so that's pixels. 256 by 256 gives us 65,536, a common number in powers of 2. Okay, so then what was... So this would have been... So that would have been 13 times 8. That doesn't make any sense. Thirteen times 8. Oh no, that'd be 104. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so 13 times 8 is 104. I need to write this down. 104, and then the other number was 1C, which is 20... 30 even? I had 28. My head doesn't want to work today. Okay, so 28 times 8 is 224. So 104 times 224 is 2,296. Okay. And then we added one more to that, which would be... I'm just trying to see if I broke... So the beta sprite was 64 by 64, which would be another 4,096. That doesn't break the 65,000 number. But that doesn't mean that there weren't other sprites loaded in. Hey, Kata, how's it going? Thanks for redeeming Put on the Hat. So that still doesn't explain why I can only create regions that are half the screen. Unless something else is in VRAM as well. I mean, technically... Technically, we don't have to use these API functions. Like, for text, it should make our lives so much easier, though. And not using them means writing a lot more code, potentially. Which means more dots on the cards. Tile backgrounds. Graphic effects. What is mode 7? Well, so... I agree with you. Oh, mode 7's the cool mode. Yeah! Not only rotated and scaled the background, but added a step for perspective to create a 3D. One could call mode 7 yet another pretty gimmick. For example, it managed to radically change the racing genre. Older racing games like Pole Position and Outrun were limited to simple left and right. Mode 7 allowed more interesting tracks, as your vision wasn't limited to the part of track right in front of you. On the SNES video modes. I don't know if we could do mode 7 with this, but now I'm curious. I don't want to do mode 7. GBA only has mode 0 through 5, so technically GBA mode 7 is yet another misnomer. However, for everyone who's not an SNES programmer, which is nearly everyone, me included, the term is synonymous with the graphical effect it was famous for. I'm not sure about the SNES, but the GBA Mode 7 is very much unlike true 3D APIs like OpenGL and Direct3D. On those systems, you can give it proper perspective matrix, whatever. On the GBA, however, you only have the general 2D transform matrix and the displacement matrix. I kind of want to make a Mode 7 Game Boy game now, but that's... No. Stay away from... No. Okay, I'm going to look through one more thing here about how they're achieving things. Because there is another common text engine. So that, you know, there's a built-in font, which we don't want to have to load a font into our game. But I want to see how they implemented it, because that might... I'm wondering, though, if I shouldn't just make a bunch of smaller regions, but I can't move them. I can't move the regions. That's the real problem. If I could move them, I wouldn't have a problem. Okay, I'm gonna look at one other command here. There's so much to know. Okay. Dot code application, P letter attacks. What? Dot code construction melody block? Not gonna worry about this. Not gonna worry about that. Not gonna worry about that. Although using the Z80 emulator at some point could be interesting too, but I'm not gonna jump down that road yet. This is more fun. Layer show, layer hide. Create system sprite, sprite free, HL sprite handle. But I don't think that frees the... I'm looking forward to porting CPM to the GBA using A80 mode. You're gonna port an operating system? No. That sounds like a YouTube video right there, Tech. do. Sorry, I'm reading off screen here, which isn't as fun, but set sprite auto animate sprite. So I have a theory, Tech. It's not a very good theory, though. So I'm just looking through this document from the great people of the e-reader. And I can't help but notice I'm wondering if some of these aren't. Parameter B is related to color. Parameter B on what? Create region? Yes, you are correct. So I don't know if you've looked at this at all in correlation to what we've been doing here, but yes, that's tied to the pellet bank. There is some documentation. Here, I'll put this. This is my go-to for trying to figure out what the parameters are, and I think it might correlate to some of the stuff, but we don't know. Like, there are things they don't know either, and it would not surprise me if one of these functions is like a garbage collect or clean up thing. Like, what is 109? So this 106, like, they have the parameters, but they don't know what it is. Oh, sorry, Tech. I'm pretty sure I'd put this in chat or something at some point. Sorry if you hadn't seen this document, but yeah, there's a good amount of little notes in here that will at least give you some hints as to what things are. Actually, here's a funny question. How high did you go up in the backgrounds? Did you stop at 101 too? Yep. Cool. Well, you've determined the same thing that's in this documentation. Hey, Charles, how's it going today? We ended up down a rabbit hole that I'm not sure I need to worry about. Like, I could probably work around it just fine, and I probably should. I'm doing pretty good. It's been an interesting day. Not so much for me, but I've been living vicariously through other people. So I mentioned this at the top of the stream. Some of my friends this morning got to be the grand marshals at the Walt Disney World Parade this morning, which is a once-in-a-lifetime, you can't make it happen if you wanted to type thing unless you win the Super Bowl. Like, that's probably the only way to force it to happen. And they were just randomly picked today, and it made my morning exciting in a fun way for me. I'm living vicariously through them. I got some free ears that said Grand Marshal on the back, and like quality ones too, like the ones that they sell for like $40. Yeah, I'm wondering if one of these other functions that aren't defined yet happens to be our let's clear memory. And I would bet it's one of these. Region unknown 7, region unknown 6, region unknown 5. Although these are all spaced kind of funny, so maybe not. So 9BH. Send in the index of the region you created. That would be the curiosity. Yeah, if you're set up to do that, I will let you do that. And I'm going to get back to doing game stuff because I think I can get around it. My text is just going to look bad for the moment, and I'm okay with that. So okay, so we want to put this back to being cheesy nip clicker, and yeah, we'll leave it like that. So let's get back to programming the game and trying to make it do cool things. Okay, so make, not gonna work. Emulation, shutdown, make. I gotta fix the text. So basically I gotta fix a lot of the debugging stuff that I've been doing here so far. Reset. How about you, Charles? What have you been up to today? You have nice warm weather like we have, 70 degrees in March? Just crazy. Okay, so lawn work. I probably should be doing like some form of like lawn cleanup, like putting down some weed and feed. Okay, so game starts. All the text is white. We need to fix that problem. So right now, all the text is white because where's the 150 mark? So we have 4 and 0, 1. No, let's just hit the button and figure out if we can figure out which one's which. So colors will turn out eventually, assuming the game isn't crashed. There we go. Okay, so we're at level 3 is where this was. So this is not black on black. This is white on green right now. And then if we keep going, now that's black on white. So this is black on white or transparent, which now let's go see if we can figure this out. So if I remember correctly, this is the lead color. This is the text color. This is the background color. So transparent is going to always be 0. 4, however, walks off the end of our array, I think. Because we created a palette array. So, right, so we've got 0, 1, 2. This isn't 0, this is 1. So 1. Oh, maybe it is. Four would walk us off the end. Okay, let's look at our other colors real quick. So early on, we're at 0, 0, and 0, 1. Transparent on 1, which 1 right now is white. So 0, 0, 0 is always... So let's do this. Let's add another color into the mix. and see what happens, because I think my counting might be off, because I bet this first color does nothing at all. In fact, well, let's leave it. It's already 5:30. We've been going for an hour. Wow. Shut down. Load. I'm hoping to grill again. I was gonna make myself a cheeseburger today. I haven't got around to it yet. Repeating myself here. Load. Reset. Oh, but it never...
Code.
Make. Trying to do things too quickly here. Okay. Okay, so we start off white on white, which... when level equals 0, set text color 1 and 0. So I think 0 is always transparent. So 1, unknown, reset system, hard crash. Well, you're getting somewhere. I'm waiting for the text color to change. It hasn't happened yet. Interesting. Black on white at 100. So 2 is the background, 1 is the foreground. 2 is the background, 1 is the foreground. That's exactly what should have happened. Okay, perfect. So 2 and 1, 2 and 0 is probably what we want, to be honest. So let's start fixing our text. So at the start of the game, the text color should be white on transparent, 1 on 0. Good. Then we bust into the game, and the first thing we should do at the start of the game would be... Wait, when's the start of the game? Right here. Level equals 1. Set text color. We want 2 on transparent. So 2, that looks good. That'll put the black text on the screen. It'll stay black. We really don't need to be any fancier than that. We could. When we get to game over, we want white on transparent. That's good. And maybe we'll get some fun color text a little later. But for now, I think this will be fine. So no more set text color here. We don't need this set text color. We understand how set text color works now. Okay, we've learned something. We've cleaned up our game a little bit. And when you win, it goes back to white on transparent. This one doesn't need to be a different color. Yeah, okay. This all looks good. Do, 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 do. Let's shut this down again. Shut down. And let's load the game. Oops.
Scan.load.
Okay, that part's fine. Start the game. Text now appears. We have some extra text showing up down there that needs to be cleared, but that's because that hasn't been programmed yet. We click A till we get here. Then we can use A and B. That's working. Good. Mechanics are doing what they should be doing. The auto clicker kicks in at 100, which it's doing. And then something else happens at 150. If we hold L, oh yeah, I have it jump to the end. And then it goes to game over and the text went white again, but it shouldn't go game over all the way to the left. It should go game over to right here, which we might be able to find a second region if I clean up my region memory space at some point. But for the moment, that's not an option. And we might still have a problem with that, but we're gonna have to deal with that later. Okay, cool. So let's get to adding in the other levels here real quick. We're gonna get rid of the skip ahead. So level 5 is supposed to add the ability to do up then down. That sounds complicated, but not as complicated as Mimic. So what we're gonna do is we're going to add that's good to know. It just means we gotta get the spacers. Like we could add them to our ERA. Oh, is this based on parameters? Is that what it is? So how far they get spaced? So 6 parameter thing. Oh, I like it. Yeah, so X2 has 2 parameters. Okay. Sorry, I was just noticing. I hadn't actually looked at how they had set that side of the stuff up. It makes sense. Okay. Shouldn't be yawning. Okay, so we want to do up and down, right? So U32 up press equals 0. You know what? Let's do this here. U32 U press equals 0. U32 D press equals 0. I realize I could put all of these things on one line, but I'm enjoying my being able to see them, and then I'll document them later, maybe. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the same thing here. If key and the API up except we're not going to clear it. So we're going to say if U pressed equals 0. I don't know that we need to. In fact, we really don't need to do that check. We can just say U pressed equals 1 for this particular thing. So if they push the up button, it's going to turn on up. If they push the down button, it's going to turn on down. But then where's level 5? If count is greater than 99, if level equals 5, so what we're going to say here is if count is greater than 249, if U pressed equals 1, and D pressed equals 1, then U pressed equals 0, D pressed equals 0, and count equals count plus, we'll do 25. So you can hit up, 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 and then down, 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 but that'll only count once. You gotta hit both of them once before it will unlock them. I think that sounds reasonable. So that means we are up to level 6 then. So if count is greater than 499 and level is less than 6, then we are on level 6. So then go ahead and draw the level 6. Now if we count we need to change how speed works. So speed is speed. Maybe we should change level 6. Maybe we should. Let's just do add R. R now in play. Okay, so you've got and for R, if count is greater than 499, then R pressed, R pressed, R pressed, and we're going to do count equals count plus 3. We'll do 10. So you've got L, R, up, down, A, and B all going at the same time. That's going to be awkward. And then, well, since we're this far, let's get the rest of the way. So we're just going to call this A only. So we're back to A only at 880. Oh no, 850. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And then I'll go through and add the code for that in a second. And then at 880, no, not 880, 850, 9, at 950. We'll do that. And it's 949. 949. And then at 989. $979. We'll go to level 8. Okay, so we don't have Mimic yet. We need to put in some code for count less than 949 now. So count less than... This is getting messy, but I don't really care. Count less than 981. So you can still do it at 9... Nope, let's just do 980. So... That needs it. So anything where there's an action associated, that should work. Count is greater than 99. We drop the auto clicker. Although I'm tempted to leave the auto clicker running. Count's not affected by that, so we'll leave that be. Count is affected by this. And then count is affected by this. And A... Wait, I screwed that up though. No! That one needs to be count is less than 980. These all need to be 9... What number did I pick? 949. So we're trying to disable everything at 950 is what we want to do, not 980. Except for A. Okay, so that'll leave us, the only thing that we have left to program is Mimic, which is honestly going to be the hardest one. Hey, Dismon, how's it going? I should get you those art files since you're here. Have I not declared these things? Emulation shutdown. Make. And then we gotta go back to here. Let's see if the game is playable up until Mimic at this point. So that one. Load save. That one. Reset.
Scan the start application saved on e-reader.
Okay. Start game. Can't do... B doesn't do anything. L and R don't do anything. Enter would restart the game, but that doesn't really matter. A. So we click A. Looking good. Then we get use A and B. We can use A. We can use B. We can use A and B. That gets us all the way to 100. Then that picks up AutoNip. Not a big deal, but we still can't do any other buttons yet. That's just fine. Now we can hold L for faster auto, but we can still click. That gets us 250. Now we've got up and down. We can still just do these, but if we also do up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. That got us to 508. We can still do up, down. Interesting. Why is it... Oh, because it's so fast. I might have to look into that. But if we do up, 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 that doesn't work. If we do down, 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 that doesn't work. Okay, so I might need to change the point value on that. If we hold down R now also works. Okay, so the auto clicker kept going, which we didn't mean to have happen. And now everything has stopped because the mimic kicked into place. So we missed a variable in there somewhere, but that's pretty close to the entire game. I like it. And then we just gotta spend a stream doing graphics to make it pretty, and then turn the sound back on, because we do have sound, and I kind of want to rethink my music selection and my sound effects selection. Okay, so the auto nip did not stop at the right number. So 980 should have been 950. That was the one we missed. Yeah, I think it was just the one that we missed. Okay. So we... So the question is how to do the mimic. Might be a good time to try the auto number generator here. Or the random number generator. Because I thought I saw a rand function in the... Yeah, right there. ERP rand. Takes no parameters. Gives us something. So let's find out what it gives us. Is it not called rand? No, it is. U32 random equals 0. I'm hoping it gives us a random integer. That would make my life easy, kind of. Random integer, but we'll see. So then instead of outputting that, we're going to do the cheese nip thing. Need another character array though. I mean, I guess technically we don't. We can use the same text buffer again. Won't hurt anything. We'll just do R colon and then the number. And the number will be random. And we'll put it on line 82 instead of mimic for now. Boom. Disman, how's your Sunday been? What have you been up to if you're still lurking in the background there? Anything fun and exciting? Any art? Any game development? Any video gaming, like playing Tetris 99 like I did for part of my afternoon? Nothing fun yet? I got 2 Tetris 99 wins out of like 7 games, which isn't horrible, but it could definitely be better. Remembering how to play. I really enjoyed last night. It pulled me back in.
Start application.
Thinking about adding like a Tetris 99 channel point redemption, but I don't think anybody would ever redeem it. Okay, let's play the game. A. Oops, I lost my game. A. Okay, now we can use A and B. Okay, I'm winning. Auto nip has started. We don't stop hitting A and B though, but now we gotta hit A and B and hold L. Good. We're doing it. Oh, this is awkward on a keyboard. Then we want to hit up and down. Now the numbers are going really high, and now R joins. The auto nip is still going. I told the auto nip to stop. Why'd the auto nip stop? Count is less than... Did I not compile? This clearly should have... The auto nip stopped at 980 again. Why? And why does it only say L8 mimic? Why didn't it give us any other text? I don't think I recompiled. That's what I think happened. Yeah, I didn't. What? Oh, I gotta close the whole program. Make. Do. I kind of want to watch a movie tonight. Are there any good movies? Reset. Okay, so A, good. A and B, good. I'm just pushing buttons. A and B and L. Okay, we got back to here. AutoNip is not going. Although A has stopped working too at this point. So I broke the A. Wait, A and B. Push A and B. So A and B was set to 980. Shouldn't that also have been 950? $949 or $950. Where's A? Oh, I didn't mean to change this one. $980. Okay, there we go. We found all the bugs. Okay, maybe not, but Sonic Movie 3 releases this year, so you could rewatch first two. I don't even know that I've seen the second one. What's the plot of the second one? Spoil it for me. Like, I keep getting the I'm thinking about this movie, and all I can think about is the Detective Pikachu movie. Sonic and Knuckles? Knuckles was in the second one? Yeah, I don't know that I've seen the second Sonic movie. So maybe that's a choice. Interesting though. I also find it interesting that Super Waluigi's name is green in my chat, but it's red in the chat over on the right. And the colors don't always match, but it's not normally so disparate between green and red. It makes me wonder what color it's supposed to be. So, Waluigi, what color is it supposed to be? I know that, like, Twitch has like a safe color mode and then like a not safe color mode, and I don't know which mode it's. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe your color is just random and it changes whenever you show up anywhere. You would think you'd have purple though. Which is neither of those colors. Pressing the A button.
Start application.
Okay, we hit the start button, we hit A. We hit A and B. We still hit A and B. We don't let it distract us. We hold L while hitting A and B. Then we hit up and down. Then that number there, everything but A stops working. So we hit A, and then we hit 980, 207. Okay, I suppose I didn't program it to give me another number, but the fact that it gave me 207 is a pretty good sign. At least my profile picture doesn't change. You can't see it, but you can probably guess what it is. I'm gonna guess it's Mario recolored to be purple. Sounds good, Tech. Have a great evening. Hope everything is well. Thanks for the help today. Let me know if you find anything else out. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow night. Still working on this. I'm going to try to get this Mimic thing working. Then we can say we have the gameplay done. You're not wrong. It's Waluigi. But that would be Luigi recolored to purple and then stretched vertically. Okay, so 207. It's a good number. I think I saw another function in here. Yeah, we have a mod function. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do ERP. So rand that. Okay. Like, this is an entirely different game at this point. Like, I need to turn on a light so my PC screen isn't the only thing lighting up your room. I mean, that's not the worst look. I mean, I've got enough LEDs in here that everything else is lit up too. But, I mean, I like being lit up with screens. I want to get this. I'm going to get this. Okay, so random then equals ERP mod random, and there's up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. A, B, L, R. I count 8. So mod 8. Maybe. We'll see if this works. So start and select. I can't use start and select because I set up select to be my game over button, and I set up start to be my start the game button. And I don't want to reuse those two buttons. So we're not going to use those two buttons. We're just going to use the A, B, L, R, start, select. And I think that's all the GBA had, right? There was no X and Y on the GBA. X and Y didn't show up till the DS. If memory serves me correct. I'm pretty sure I'm correct, because the Game Boy SP didn't have 4 buttons, it had 2. And the SP came after, and the Micro doesn't have... Can this be... Hold on a sec. I'm curious about something now. I was looking for a Game Boy Advance that I could use to demo on stream the other day, and I didn't realize it until just now that even though I can't find my other ones, I have a Game Boy Advance Micro right here, and I'm kind of curious. Oh, really? Oh, that's so not quality, but whatever. I just want to see if it turns on. Oh my gosh, it does. Let's scan a card. I want to scan... It's like bending the little adapter thingy, though. Read air. Red. Oh, that was... Oh, I don't want to read that one. You need 9 more dot codes. I don't want to scan one with 9 dot codes. I want to scan one with 1 dot code. Super Mario Advanced 4 is loaded in here. What is that? Waiting community. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's the e-reader program for linking with Super Mario Advanced 4. Huh. We should, like, print some. If this is being played on a Game Boy Advanced SP, there's also a backlight button, but I don't know if you'd be able to use that. I don't think you can. The backlight, like, I can't use, like, the volume control buttons. I don't think. What is this extension port? Oh, that's where the power adapter is. Oh, this is so cool. I should go print them now. Okay, I also need to charge the battery on this thing because it's complaining a little bit. I'm just surprised it worked. Or that I could get it in. Okay. So this gives me a random number. Now, if I go, I think we can cheat a little bit here. If I get a little smart about this. So these are all bits. So what are we actually doing when we check for a key? If key and, yep, okay, so we're checking the and on those things. So we just need to make sure that the number we want. Okay, so yeah, what are the numbers? Hold on. A, B, oh, select and start are in here. What if we only do these 4? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, and then there's 6 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there's 6 numbers. So we say mod 6. If push me. I just want to document this here. So U32 equals push me equals 0. That'll work. You don't even have a GBA? I mean, that's what eBay is for, my friend. But you also have to understand, I've been alive since before the Game Boy existed. I have a Game Boy. It's easy to collect the systems when you're alive during all those systems, right? So I got a Game Boy when the Game Boy came out. I got a Game Boy Color when the Game Boy Color came out. I got a Game Boy Advanced when the Game Boy Advance came out. I got a Game Boy SP when the Game Boy SP came out. I got a Game Boy DS when that came out. I got the Micro after the DS because I didn't even know the Micro existed till one day I was walking through Target and they were on sale, and I'm like, what in the world is this? And I had to pick it up, so I picked this up. And then I got a DS. I never bought a DS Lite, and I never bought a Game Boy Pocket because I didn't consider those, like, they didn't add any games you couldn't play. And then I bought a 3DS the day it came out, and I have not yet bought a new 3DS. And my understanding is there were no games for the new 3DS. Technically, is that true? Like any 3DS game Minecraft was a game that worked only on the new 3DS. Everything else... So there were games that required new 3DS? I didn't know that. For the C-Stick. Huh. So what you're telling me is I might need to go find me a new 3DS at some point. Are they... They're not available new anymore, right? Nintendo stopped selling them? Now I'm curious. Amazon.com. New 3DS. Why is it better? Because of the C-Stick. Yeah, so there's a bunch of used ones on... I knew I should have bought one when I had the chance, and I always had a bunch of chances to get it, but I could never justify it. Now they're gone. Built-in amiibo support. Didn't the 3DS have built-in amiibo support? I thought it did. Pretty sure it did. Under the XL did, not the base model. Really? I could have sworn it did. Oh, this is tempting, you guys. I'm looking at the Amazons. Now I'm gonna go check Facebook Marketplace. 3DS new. Well, they are not cheap. They're still selling them for significant amounts of money. Although that's a bundle. Although I don't need any of those games. New 3DS Black XL with 3 games. With charger, $200. Looks damaged to me, $200. 180, 400. This is Facebook Marketplace. That's a bunch of stuff. $2DS XL. New 3DS is also better if you want to play emulators on them. Okay, like if you're going to mod it. So, interesting. Nintendo 3DS modified with 500 plus games, charger, and stylus. $350. How much you want to bet that system's not entirely legal? I don't even know what some of these are. I'm just looking at they include a list of games. It says The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda Return of the Hylian, Legend of Zelda Time to Triumph, Legend of Zelda Ani Link Begins. What are those games? Are they real? I'm gonna guess they're fan games too. And then it's got classic games loaded on it too. Yeah, this person liked ROMs. I would feel bad buying this, like, and yet it's got Why is that, Charles? I feel like this is time saving and completely illegal, but at the same time, scams is in I don't want to have the illegal stuff. I'm with you. I find it interesting. The entire Nintendo library for $350. That's just ridiculous. Although I wonder, like, I'm assuming a modded 3DS puts you at risk for, like, playing online games. Is that, like, the big downside to it? That's why I never mod my consoles. But I also don't have a need to play Minecraft on a handheld system. Online 3DS doesn't exist anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's $350 is tempting. That's a lot of money for something I don't really need and will probably never play. I don't think it would meet my dollar per game or dollar per hour threshold. I don't know if I get 350 hours. Hold on a sec. Yeah, this might be the end of stream. Let me see if people are actually at my house. If yes, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up stream here actually because my wife just got home, and as I said, I wanted to stream early so that I could spend time with them this evening. If you mod it like it, you could. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted. Let's compile this real quick, just because I want to see. Oh, I wanted to get this one code in. Let me see if I can do it real quick. If push me. Oh, my binary math is wrong now. Hold on. Okay, if key and 1 push me plus 3 then do this again and count plus plus. I think that's all it is. If my brain remembers how to bit shift. It may not. It compiled, so it remembers something.
Scan.code.
Load this. Reset.
Scan. Start.
Okay, A button works. I think we have completed the logic for the game. Maybe. I need to clean up some display stuff, and then we gotta add graphics and put the sound back in and put all the polish in, but that we've got 3 days to do that. So we're looking really good. So L, all of these buttons. And it can be played in less than 60 seconds, which makes it even better. And then R joins, which we don't really care about. This will get us to 960. Now we can only do A. None of the other buttons are working. A. Crash. Okay, 1. 1 should be... Oh, I shouldn't have added 3. I should have added 5. Is that... Well, let's try right and just see what happens. That I may have added the wrong number. Right? Yeah, that's the wrong number. Okay, we needed to add 5 because we need to get past, because this is add 0, pitch shift 1, or 0, 1, 2, 3. So 4 is what we want to add. We always want to bit shift at least 4, I think. do 5. Let's do 4. One bit shift 0, 1 bit shift 4. Yeah, that should. Although one should have. Let's just make sure it's on order of operations thing. Let's try it one more time. Make. Do 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 do. Okay, play the game again. We should time me. Back to A only. Okay, 5. 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be R. R didn't do anything. L did something though. So 5 is that. L again. It up did something. Oh, it's not drawing. It's working though. Like I can't tell what number is which, but it's definitely doing something. We win! Okay, so something we didn't write to the screen what number got pushed, but the code is doing what it should be doing. So it's picking a random button to push between the 6 buttons that aren't A, B, start, and select or not A, B, start, and select because I didn't want to deal with the early 2-bit shifts. I just wanted the bottom one. So we have Mimic. So technically the game is finished, except it's not. Now we need to put some polish on it, but the gameplay is done, which is awesome. We'll make some tweaks. I'll get the text showing. We'll find a cooler way to display this stuff. But yeah, one thing at a time. We've got 3 more days to get this thing wrapped up. Appreciate you guys all hanging out for the earlier than normal stream. You've really got me thinking about wasting money on a 3DS tonight, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep telling myself that. And I also need to find my Game Boy Advances because I have no idea where they are. In any case, stay healthy. But what if I did? Exactly. What if I did? Stay healthy. We're skipping the raid. Stay safe because I want. You're right by Wii. I have 3 Wiis, and 2 of them need to be repaired on stream at some point. That's a whole different thing. Stay healthy, stay safe. Until next trip. See ya! No, I mean, seriously. See you. Go away. Leave. Leave. Leave now. Run. 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 Go eat dinner.